Welcome to the Cinefilm Tachyon tutorial on creating ingest watch folders for the Tachyon standards transcoding platform. So in earlier tutorials, we went over how to create a transcode profile. We went over how to and another one we went over on how to create a distribution profile. There was another tutorial that talked about how to create a workflow template to be able to link transcode and distribution profiles together. And now in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to take these templates and map them to an ingest watch folder. So I'm going to click on ingest, and a screen will come up that is going to have all of our template information. So I'm going to click on map watch folder, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put a folder path in. Now if I remember correctly, I believe our folder path to get to the frame store, storage, we have those 5 files, again, file folders that are in the storage folder. We're going to go to incoming files. So we have this area right here, so that's going to be our path, which is going to be D storage incoming files. I'll go ahead and copy that just to make life easy. And let's put that in. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to create a file folder, and I'm going to just call this test. Test 1080p, just test, we'll just call it. Now, in the test folder, we want to create the relationship now between the folder and the workflow template. We do that right here. We select the workflow template that we want. We happen to have 3 templates we've created, and we can choose to put any one of these, any combination of them, or all of them into this one folder path. Now what that means is that when Tachyon sees that there are multiple workflow templates assigned to one watch folder, Tachyon knows that it doesn't have to ingest and parse the parse the metadata and create the video essence file and create the audio essence file many times. It does it one time for all of those workflows. So all of a sudden we start realizing some economies to scale, because if we have multiple delivery targets that we want to hit, using multiple workflow templates is one way to do a one-to-many relationship within Tachyon. So just for grins, let's go ahead and select all. So that means that if anything goes into the test watch folder, it's going to be turned into a 1080i 25 frames per second ABC HD. It's going to get turned into a 1080p 23976 ProRes, and it's also going to be turned into a 720p 25 MXF AS03. Now priority, this is where you can set how important are the files that are dropping into this watch folder. If it's set for a higher priority, what it will do is this Tachyon system will actually pause other transcodes that are in flight at a stoppable point. Remember, there's an SQL database underneath this, so we can stop after an indexing step, or we can stop after a video essence file step, and all that information will be stored in the database so that when the resources are returned to those files, they can pick right back up where they left off. So if I do a high priority, it's going to pause other activity that's lower. I should say that's set low enough. Tachyon will then use all the available hardware resources that it can to transcode that file. Once that's completed, the lower priority things will continue. I'm going to leave it on normal for right now. Once I hit create, it will show up in the screen down here. And there it is. So now under the D storage incoming files, I have a folder called test, and in that test file, it's going to be tied to these workflow templates, the AVCHD, the ProRes, and the AS03 MXF. Let's check that. Let's go and go to our desktop, and I'll go into the test folder, and there it is. It created it for me. No problem at all. There's the path, so that is good. Let's go and create one more watch folder. Let's just go and do a 1-for-1, and we're going to just call this the 1080p 23976 ProRes HQ. So what we're doing is we're going to say whatever gets dropped into that watch folder is going to become 1080p 23976 ProRes HQ. Normal watch folder priority. I'll click create. Oh, there you go. You'll get an error if you do that. That is going to tell you, that's basically saying the folder path is invalid. So let's go ahead and put that folder path in. D:/storage/incoming files /1080p. There it is. And then I'll hit create. Bingo, there it is. So let's go check it to make sure it's there. You don't have to do this every time. I just want to show you guys that it does auto-create that folder, watch folder for you. So a couple of notes about the watch folder. I can process shortcuts or I can copy files into the watch folder. If I am using shortcuts, just make sure that you don't do any shortcuts off the desktop or do anything that is in a C user related folder. So for example, under this C users, I can go into Cinefilm. I would not want to try to create a shortcut from anywhere in here because it's going to go back to the system path to get to computer local users. So you just don't want to do that. If it is a shortcut off of a frame store on a SAN or a NAS or on a separate drive like my RAID array on this workstation, you can easily create shortcuts from here and drop shortcuts directly into those watch folders. So that'll do it. It's that simple. Once you've created your transcoding profiles, your distribution profiles, you tie them together in your templates. Once you have a template, you tie it to an ingest watch folder, and there you go. Once you get used to doing this, you should be able to create a profile start to finish in less than 2 minutes. So it's a very, once you get used to all the clicks and where all the items are, it's a very intuitive process. One other last note about this is that every click that you have seen is a fully API-able command. So the commands from an API perspective completely mirror everything that you saw in each one of these tutorials. So if you have a manager of managers or you have some type of file asset management system and you want that to be sending files to it from Tachyon, there's a complete API command structure that's available for you guys to integrate. Okay, that'll do it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you on the next tutorial.